Hi there. Today you can see I'm speaking from my car. I'm about to undertake a journey for the weekend. And when we undertake a journey, we normally prepare for it. We have to pack things and take what we're going to need and so on. And the journey itself is part of the whole experience of wherever one is going. People with little children know that they have to take games and music and all sorts of things for the children to keep them busy. Adults who have to drive a lot often have things to chew and so on so that they don't get sleepy. There are all kinds of things we do to prepare for a journey. We stop for coffee or we stop to drink some water, those kind of things. The journey can be part of the fun, and it's an interesting part of wherever one is going. It's not only about the destination. Now, when Jesus sent his disciples out 2 by 2 in Luke's Gospel, I think it was chapter 9, he said, don't take any bag or sandals or purse or anything else for the journey. Just have enough for your basic needs. Don't take anything spare. And that was because he was teaching them to depend on him for their preparation. But later on in Luke's Gospel, chapter 22, we read that he says, now you heard me say once before that you don't need to take anything for the journey, but this time you need to. Now the kingdom is coming to fulfillment. You need to take your bag, take your purse. If you haven't got a sword, he says, sell your cloak and buy a sword, because now all these things are coming to fulfillment and you will need them. So there's a time when we just prepare for whatever God has for us. And there's a time when we need to be prepared already and take our preparations with us, because there's a time for action. And as I've been sharing in recent weeks in the church, we have all kinds of situations that have arisen as a result of COVID, as a result of lockdown, and now the churches are trying to return to normality. And in a way, the COVID time taught us to prepare for a new way of doing church, a new style of church, and new things to come, and sadly, new teachings. There are all kinds of false teachings doing the rounds, and we need to be very careful of that, because now, more than ever, there are a lot of things available to people online, because everybody's learned how to use WhatsApp and everybody's learned how to tune into YouTube. So we must be very discerning. But we must never lose sight of our destination when we go on a journey. And the journey we are on this earth is a journey. It's a journey to eternity. Once we accept Jesus into our lives, we begin to walk the journey to eternity. And the preparation time is part of what we have to do. We must be prepared. We must know our scriptures. We must have our Bible handy. We must be ready to talk about the gospel to anybody we meet on the way. Paul says, preach the gospel in season and out. So we must be certainly very prepared and ready for our journey on earth. But beyond that lies our destination. And we will never reach our destination if we are badly prepared. So Jesus has now commissioned us, just like he had already commissioned the disciples to go out the first time when he said, you don't need all these things, learn to depend on me. We've learned to do that. And now the world is continuing to roll on to eternity. We don't know when Jesus will come again. And we shouldn't take whatever's going on around us as clear signs that it's imminent. It's always imminent. Jesus could return at any time. And the world has gone through many trials for many centuries. This one is no different. We are just much more aware of all the issues in the world because of social media. But let's be prepared and let's go on the journey now. Let's undertake the journey well prepared to preach the gospel and lead people into God's kingdom and grow his kingdom, grow the church, grow people's relationships with Jesus so that they may reach eternity as well. And enjoy the journey. God doesn't expect us to give up all our fun and pleasures, which is what non-believers think. They think Christians have no fun. But I've never had so much fun as I have since I became a Christian. I have new fellowship, new friends, I have support systems, and we're a celebratory community. Communities of Christians celebrate life together. We celebrate our birthdays, we celebrate weddings, and even when someone loses a loved one, we gather around them and we have times of support and all of those things which make the journey on earth so much easier. So I leave this thought with you today. The time has come to undertake the journey well prepared. Wherever you are lacking in your spiritual life, whether you need to spruce up your knowledge of Scripture or get down on your knees a little more often, this is the time to do it, because we are embarking on the destination. We will get to the destination. We're embarking on the journey that Jesus has set before us. So I hope that those thoughts will stir something within you about being prepared for the journey that Christ has placed us on. And He's placed us all on a different journey. We've all got the same destination, but we all get there by different routes. And of course, the main gate to the journey is through Jesus. I'm not suggesting that you get there by your own means or through other gods. We have to get there through Jesus. But we all drive different cars, and we use different roads to get to places. And so that's what we do. God bless.